Hi everyone and welcome back. So in previous couple of videos we were talking about Mocha and how to write the test cases for the Mocha. Now in this video let's do the asynchronous testing with Mocha. So if you look into the documentation, then this is asynchronous code, and what it says that we have to call done, we have to return done if we are writing asynchronous code, asynchronous test, to let Mocha know that this is asynchronous code and you have to wait to execute this particular test case. I mean, there are many ways to write test cases now, like you can be testing the callback, you can be testing a promises, you can be testing async await, right? Let's say this is a simple async await logic. Here in the before each we are doing some cleanup, and here we are using this async, right? If your function is async function, then you can await that function call and you can put async in the function expression. Now let's create a simple function here, async function. Let's say get foo, simple example. And what this function is doing, this function is returning a promise, because this is a async function. Now it depends on you what you wanted to return. You can return foo, you can return a simple promise dot resolve. I mean, both these lines are same. So this is our simple function and we wanted to test this. Okay, so we will copy the describe it block from our existing test cases, and what we are testing is we are testing get foo function. So this is our function get foo, and we don't need a multiple describe block. We can just say testing get foo async function. Now when we are calling this function, let's say, now this function, what this function is, this function is returning a promise, right? So how to deal with this kind of a problem? There are two ways. Either you return, and we are already, when we call this function, it is going to return a promise, get foo dot then, and inside this it may return some result. Let's say it is returning result. This callback will execute, and here we can write our test case. So we can expect, we can use this expect from chai, and we can just say, let's import this here, and we can use expect here for the assertion. Expect result to equal what we are expecting. We are expecting foo, right? This is a one way to handle this kind of asynchronous testing, right? What this function is, this function is returning a promise because this is a async function. Or we can use just another way. I mean, this is simple arrow function. We don't need to keep writing functions every time. We can use arrow function in this place, and we can make this function async, because this get foo function is async function. So we can say give me a result by calling this function, and this is await execution, because I'm going to wait for this, and then I will say expect results to be equal to foo, right? So what I did, I'm using this async and everything seems fine, right? So this is another way to handle the asynchronous test execution. So it will await for the execution and then it will run the test case. Okay, this is the objective of this particular video. Now in the next video, let's say we are going to write a simple utility, and then we will write async, synchronous, asynchronous, all kind of test cases for that library. Okay, thanks everyone.